Good evening, people. Can you hear me? Hi. Good evening. Can you hear me? Good evening, Swaminathan. Can you hear me? Am I audible to you? Yes. Very nice. Let's start the game. So, before we go for the game as such, we'll have this particular part. We're having quizathon. We have 12 questions to be done in 20 minutes. So it'll be a very rapid fire kind of quizathon. It'll be moderately easy to moderately difficult question. They are neither very easy questions nor very difficult questions. And this is mandatory. I would like to tell you all this basic information here. Remember, Unacademy is conducting this Operation NEET PG 2021 batch. So we'll be having the batch. We'll be having more than 50 faculties teaching you. I'll be teaching you biochemistry and microbiology. And for those people who want to get involved in this and want to learn a lot from all the different faculties, you can have unlimited access if you can use the referral code here, Dr. ASM YT or Dr. ASM. This is the referral code. You can get 10% discount and exclusive access to all my videos here. So this is what you can actually do. Right now, I'm going for a batch course here. I'm trying to complete the whole of biochemistry. Biochemistry will be done by me and it will be done threadbare. And again, use the code Dr. ASM or Dr. ASM-YT. So, shall we begin? I waited for quite amount of time. Shall we begin? Please put a thumbs up if you're ready. Please put a thumbs up if you're ready. Excellent, nice. So I would request you to go to menti.com. Please use this code. Now all those people who are online right now, those who are able to see me and those who are able to see this particular slide, please look at this number here I have given, 793768. Please go to the website called as menti.com, menti.com. I'll write it in bold letters here, menti.com. If you type this on your browser, you'll be redirected to a particular page. In that page, you'll be having one small box of a column. It will not have anything else. It will have only one box in this particular page, menti.com. There, try to type in this particular number, 793768. 793768, and you will be in to the game. And whatever the answer you give can be entered for your marks. Remember, if you play without it, I'll type it here. Give me a minute. I'm typing it here. Okay, I have sent in this particular one. For those people who still can't hear me or you can't understand it, I have given in the comment. Look at the comment here. Use menti.com and type the code 793768 to have your scores noted. So I'm exiting right away. We are going to start the game. Be with me. Right now we have only 43 students who have joined us. Others, please join us as fast as possible. Come on, people. Okay, so we are starting. Let's go for the first question here. The deficiency of which one of the following vitamin causes creatinuria? Is it vitamin E, is it vitamin A, is it vitamin B6 or is it vitamin K? Now faster answer will fetch more marks. I hope you'll be able to get the right answer here. The deficiency of which vitamin or which one of the following vitamins can cause creatinuria? Let me put it on the full screen mode so that you can see it better. I have received approximately 38 answers till now, and we have 20 more seconds going for it. Shankar Prasad, just now I have typed it for you. Please go for the poll here. Shankar Prasad, please type your number by going to menti.com. You can see that particular letters here, www.menti.com, and use the code 793768. So the right answer is vitamin E. Can any of you tell me how the right answer is vitamin E, people? Can any of you tell me how vitamin E is the right answer? Does any of you know how exactly this is the right answer? Anybody? If you do not know, please put a DK so that we'll be able to move forward. Okay, no problem. Let me tell you this. See, vitamin E is also referred to as an antioxidant vitamin. It can also be referred to as an antioxidant vitamin. This vitamin E is capable of causing rachitic injuries in case of rats. Rachitic injuries in case of rat. And this rat is capable of leading to, that is, in the rats, you may be having muscle crush injuries which can lead to myoglobinuria. At the same time, the creatine, without getting converted into creatinine, can actually be lost in the urine, which is referred to as creatinuria. So remember, this is a new question here. Vanakkam Sayash. So the right answer here is vitamin E. This is absolutely new to you. None of you would have actually thought about it. But for those people who have given the right answer, check yourself whether you know it and then you gave the answer, or you gave it as a fluke. If it was you knew it, you should be very proud of yourself. And if you did not know it and still you went for it for the sake of going for it, then learn it today. Vitamin E deficiency is the vitamin deficiency that can cause creatinuria. Now let's go for the next question. Please use menti.com and use the code 793768. We have 11 more questions to go. Let's go for the next question. All the fastest answers will be able to get you the more marks. Okay, here we are seeing Fast Track is on top, Saucy Bannu second, Yalni third, Hayes ZRE is fourth, Tarunika is fifth, Dr. Evil is sixth, Swati, KM, Kalaivanan and KR in the respective positions, but only 5 people have got it right. I mean, it's 6 people who have got it right. That tells you that the questions can become difficult. Let's go for the next question here. The people who give the fastest answer will be able to get more marks. That is what is our ultimate concern. AST and ALT leak into the blood from the damaged liver tissues. So both of these enzymes, which one of them is a true statement? They form intermediates of glycolysis from amino acids, require a cofactor that also helps decarboxylation, catalyze irreversible reactions, convert pyruvate to alanine. Which one of the things is right? Go for it, people. Which one of them is correct? Convert pyruvate to alanine or catalyze irreversible reactions, require a cofactor. Give me a second. Please reduce the volume. Cody? Okay, we have 25 more seconds, but you have received only 46 answers. Others, please try to go for the answers. You should be able to get a very good mark here. And this is an interesting question because I know what are the 2 major options people will choose. I want to see whether everybody can choose that one important answer. Okay, we have 11 more seconds. Go for it, people. Does it form, that is AST and ALT are the ones who form intermediates of glycolysis from amino acids, require a cofactor that also helps decarboxylation, catalyze irreversible reaction or convert pyruvate to alanine? Okay, let's go for the answer. We'll see how many of you got it right. Excellent. So 30 out of 60 people have got it right. It is 50% good answer. Remember, AST and ALT are not catalyzing those reactions. They are just enzymes and they do not form the intermediates which can be a part of glycolysis. Also remember, AST to ALT, aspartate transaminase is always, or alanine transaminase is a reversible reaction, not a irreversible reaction. For those people who chose C, please revamp your thought process And remember, converting pyruvate to alanine is only a property of alanine transaminase. It's not a property of aspartate transaminase. This is the trick in the question. So both AST and ALT is what we are looking for, and both AST and ALT will look for which cofactor, people? Do you know? Can you tell me which cofactor are we looking at? AST and ALT together is looking for which cofactor? Anybody? That cofactor also helps the decarboxylation reactions. Come on, people. Can you identify which cofactor are we dealing with compared to AST and ALT? Excellent, Sneha Lakshmi, Sneha Velan, Gayatri, JK, etc. The right answer is pyridoxal phosphate. Pyridoxal phosphate has 4 major chemical reactions. Let me tell you this. Pyridoxal phosphate helps in transsulfuration reaction. Pyridoxal phosphate is important for decarboxylation, transamination reaction, and helps in glycogen phosphorylase reaction. Remember, all these 4 are major chemical reactions that are catalyzed by pyridoxal phosphate. And pyridoxal phosphate is also important for niacin synthesis. So pyridoxal phosphate deficiency can cause niacin deficiency also. Excellent answer, all of you. Excellent answer, all of you. So let's go for the poll. Let's go for the leaderboard here. I'm pretty sure many people would have got it right. Okay, so Yalini is on top, Tarunika is on second, Hazarari is third, KM has given the fastest answer in this particular question. Fast Track is in 5th position, Niru is in 6th, Neha Lakshmi is 7th, Harini is 8th, Sutriyaka Patnaik is in 9th, Gautam is in 10th position. Excellent going, people. We had 57 people giving us the answers. So let's go for the third question. Now the whole session becomes more revamped. We'll see how many of you can get the right answer to this question. Answer fast to get more points. Flattened P waves, widened QRS complex, depressed ST segment, tall tented T waves are all seen in. Is it hyponatremia, hypocalcemia, hyperkalemia, hypokalemia, or hypercalcemia? Which is the best answer? Please take into consideration all the 3 situations, that is flattened P waves and widened QRS complex and depressed ST segment. The most important key understanding is tall tented T waves. Okay, 39 more seconds. We have 41 answers already. Shankar Prasad and Tamil Arasan. I am repeating this for the nth time. Please use menti.com and use the code 793768 for your answers to be taken into consideration in the race. So you might actually come out on top in the top 10 position. If you keep answering in the comment box section, I'm really sorry to say you will not be able to be taken into the top 10 position even if you get all the answers right. For that reason, please use menti.com. I have received approximately 60 answers here. So we'll see how many of you have gotten it right. Shankar Prasad and Tamil Arasan, you both got it right, but the situation is that because you did not come to menti.com, your answers will not be valid. I understand you have given a very good answer, but your answers will not be considered. Your answer is correct, but still it will not be taken into consideration. I'm really sorry about it. So please, once again, I'm requesting you to go to menti.com, use this page on the browser of your phone, and then use the code 793768 to deposit your answers. At the end of all the 12 questions, you can see where you stand in front of all the other people. Only the top 10 people can be seen. Other rankers will not be shown to anyone, but you will know where you stand. For that reason, please take menti.com quiz contest. So the right answer is hyperkalemia. It is known very well. Now let's see the leaderboard. We'll see who's on top of this situation. Okay, so Yalini is still on top, KM is second, Sneha Lakshmi has given the fastest answer for this question, K is on 4th, Saucy Bannu 5th, Sajida 6th, Harini 7th, Shrutireka Patnaik 8th, Kizi Bazu 9th, and Swaminathan 10th. I haven't even heard of these names before. Kizi Bazu, thank you very much for playing. Sajida, thank you very much for playing. Welcome to this quiz contest. Now let's go for the 4th question here. We'll see how many of you can get it faster. Reports of ABG says pH is 7.33, PCO2 is 40 millimeters of mercury, bicarbonate is 20 milliequivalents per liter. What is the interpretation? Is it respiratory acidosis? Is it metabolic acidosis? It is respiratory alkalosis? Is it metabolic alkalosis? Is it mixed respiratory and metabolic alkalosis? What is your answer, people? We'll see how many of you can get it right. Okay, we have 40 more seconds to go for. We have received 37 answers. Come on, people. Okay, good going, people. There are many people who answered. We have 20 more seconds to go for. Try to use every single second. Give us the answers. pH is 7.33. That should decide what kind of state it is. PCO2 and HCO3 is what you're supposed to take into consideration. What is your interpretation? So we have 4 more seconds to go for, and we have received 63 answers. Good going, people. And everyone has voted. Very good. And the right answer is metabolic acidosis. 32 out of 63 people have given the right answer. Priya Gupta, again I'm liking telling you, please go for the menti.com webpage and then give us the answer. Even if your answer is correct, you will not be considered for the top ranking position. That's why I'm requesting you to go to menti.com and use the code 793768. You can see the website address on the top of the screen in this particular area. You'll also be able to see the code through which you can play it. And the right answer is metabolic acidosis. It's a very simple question. See, there are some students who have chosen E as the answer. It is mixed respiratory metabolic alkalosis is the option. When the pH is 7.33, that is less than 7.35, it can't be alkalosis, it has to be acidosis. So on that basis, you have to know that the right answer has to be acidosis. So now let's go for the okay, Yalini is first, KM is second, Sneha Lakshmi third, K is fourth, Saucy Barno fifth, Sajida, Kizi Bazu, etc. Okay, now let's go for the leaderboard after the question was answered. Okay, so I think KM will be on top this time. KM is on top, Sneha Lakshmi second, Saucy Barno third, Harini fourth, Yalini fifth, Sajida sixth, Hezedari seventh, Saheli eighth, Dr. Evil ninth, Jayamsh 10th. So Dr. Evil, Saheli and Jayamsh have actually contributed the top 10 position. That's a very good going. They have displaced 3 people out. So we'll see whether they'll be able to retain their position in the next question. Okay, answer the question faster to get more points. Diabetics' diet is low in carbohydrates, having moderate amount of fat and rich in protein. Despite their impaired carbohydrate metabolism, why are you giving carbohydrates in the diet? Is it carbohydrates having high glycemic index or low glycemic index? Carbohydrates are essential for life. Carbohydrates are protein sparing. Carbohydrates are digested easily. Among them, which one is the right answer, people? A, B, C, D, E, which one is the right answer? Why are you still giving carbohydrates? Even though it is in less quantity, why are you giving carbohydrates? That is the question. Okay, we have 29 more seconds. Gaurav Kashyap, thank you very much for your answer, but please use menti.com. On the screen, you'll be able to see the words on the top in very small letters, menti.com, and you can see the code also, 793768. Only then your marks will be taken into consideration, even if you give right answer. Why are you giving carbohydrates? Even though the carbohydrate content is low and carbohydrate metabolism can be impaired, still why are you giving carbohydrates in diabetes? That is the question. Okay, we have received 68 answers. Slowly the number of answers are increasing, and we'll see how many of you have given the right answer. Only 16 out of 68 people have given the right answer. See, carbohydrates having high glycemic index or low glycemic index does not matter why you're giving it. The reason is that carbohydrates should be given. If carbohydrates are not given, then the next source of fuel can be either lipids or your proteins. So you do not want the proteins to be destroyed. That is why you're giving rich protein diet and also a rich moderate amount of fat. But the point is carbohydrates are important to act as the primary fuel, and you're not wanting the proteins to be destroyed. So I hope you will be able to use this information in the future. Carbohydrate content in the Atkins diet or in the diet which is low in carbohydrates is because the carbohydrates are used as primary fuel. It blocks the proteins from being used as a fuel. Let's go for the leaderboard here. We'll see how many of you have given the right answer. This is a tricky question. I told you, right? It is neither too easy nor very difficult. But still, it's a good game. Saucy Barno has come back on top. Saucy Barno never stays very far away from the top 10. Hey Zedari is on second position. Saheli third, KM fourth, Sneha Lakshmi fifth, Swaminathan sixth, Harini seventh, Yalini eighth, Nemo ninth, and Niranjana 10th. Now, let's go for the next question, people. Let's go for the next question. Answer fast to get more points. In sickle cell anemia, homozygous genes for an abnormal hemoglobin molecule happens. The mutational event responsible for the mutation the beta chain is. Is it crossing over? Is it insertion? Is it deletion? Is it non-disjunction? Or is it point mutation? It's a dead easy question, but it is the rule of any kind of quiz contest. The quiz contest cannot have completely difficult questions, completely easy questions. It has to be a mixed bag. So if you're not able to get the tough questions right, at least make sure all the simple questions are right so that you will be always alive in the quiz contest. So never make mistakes mistakes in the easy questions, because easy questions are the ones who can decide your fate. If you think about the World Cup, always a minnow country should never be the country who beats a major country, because the major country will always rely on the minnow country to be beaten. For example, previously Bangladesh used to be a very tiny country, and in the 2007 World Cup, when India lost to Bangladesh, it was the reason why India was kicked out of the area. So remember, you may win the big contest, but the small contests are equally important. Never miss out on the easy questions. We have 4 more seconds. We have 70 answers at our disposal. Now that's a good play game, people. We'll see how many of you got it right. Excellent. So we got 60 out of 70 people getting it right. That is almost 90% people have got it right. The right answer is point mutation. This is what they have been teaching you in college, right? Remember, in the beta chain of the hemoglobin, the 6th position of the valine glutamic acid has been the replacement. So for one particular gene to be removed, it is point mutation. So go for the mistake here. It is the right answer. That is point mutation, where one amino acid has been replaced by another amino acid. Let's see the leaderboard right now. Okay, Saucy Bannu has made a mistake in this question, but HZRE and Saheli have actually gotten it right. So they are displacing Saucy Bannu from the top position. HZRE, Sneha Lakshmi, KM and Saheli is in top 4. Saucy Bannu 5th, Swaminathan 6th, Nemo 7th, Priyanka G 8th, Niranjana 9th, Yalini 10th. So I have seen Nemo and Priyanka entering into the top 10 position. They are displaced 2 other people. Let's go for the next question. That's a good game, people. All of you are really fighting it hard. That's a wonderful thing. Answer fast to get more points for this question. The question on your screen. Patients with xeroderma pigmentosum suffer DNA damage when they're exposed to UV light, because UV light causes the formation of what? Do they cause purine dimers in DNA, pyrimidine dimers in DNA, deoxyribose dimers in DNA, anhydride bonds between phosphate groups in DNA, converts deoxyribose to ribose in DNA? Which of them? Which of them? We'll see how many of you can get it right. We have 36 more seconds. We'll see how many of you will get it right. This is easy to moderately easy question. It's not a moderately tough or tough question. You should be able to answer this. It is different compared to the first 4 questions. And if you get it right, you will be in the game for being alive to be on the top 10. So for those people who are not able to make the top 10, please understand, it is not something to be ashamed of. Whatever position it is, even if you are in the 90th position, 90th rank at the end of the whole game, still you are looking for moving forward. There is nothing that you will lose. You have everything to gain for yourself. Okay, we have received 71 answers out of 75 people who are watching it. Not everybody has answered this question, but pyrimidine dimers in DNA is the right answer. We have got 41 out of 71 answers correct. That's a very good going. Please remember, anhydride bonds and deoxyribose is not the property of the UV. UV does not cause dehydration. Remember this golden concept here. UV light does not cause dehydration. A physical temperature, that is the heat alone, is capable of causing dehydration. And the purines are not the ones who go for dimers. The pyrimidines are the ones who go for dimers, like TT or UU or CC are the ones who can go for dimers. And that is the reason why xeroderma pigmentosum's suffering of DNA is because of pyrimidine dimer formation. Let's go for the leaderboard here. Rahul Soni, good evening. Saraswati Kulkarni, please try to give your answers in the menti.com. I'm really glad Saraswati Kulkarni has joined us. I have not seen you before, so I'm really happy to welcome you. Please look at the top of the screen here. Use menti.com and use the code 793768 while you're playing the game side by side. We'll see who's on top. KM has given the fastest. Okay, I do not know who is KM. And KM, if you would like to share your name, please tell us. And hey ZRE, if I do not know your name, you can tell us your name so that everybody can know, because you've been on top 10. It's a good thing to be known to others. KM is on top. Saheli 2nd, Swaminathan 3rd, Saucy Bannu 4th, Priyanka G 5th, Niranjana 6th, Swati 7th, HZRE 8th, Dr. Evil 9th and Jayamsh 10th. Very good. Dr. Evil and Jayamsh are really evil. They've come back into the top 10. They are playing the game very strongly. Now, we have a very few more questions to go for. This will decide who can be in the top 10 at the end of it. That is what is your ultimate goal. Let's see for this question. 16-year-old, blood glucose level 400. 1 hour after insulin infusion, 320. 1 hour later, it was 230. What is the reason for the fall in the glucose? Stimulates the transport. Insulin stimulates the transport of glucose across the cell of the liver. Insulin stimulates the conversion of glucose to glycogen and triglycerol in the liver. Insulin inhibits the synthesis of ketone bodies from the blood glucose. Insulin stimulates glycogenolysis in the liver. Insulin inhibits the conversion of muscle glycogen to blood glucose. Which one is the right answer? Yes, I can see many people taking time to give us the answer. It means all of you are listening to the question. You are actually answering it properly. So we have 29 seconds to go for. We have received only 50 answers. Others, come on, give us your answers faster. Hello, Dr. Squad. Please look at the top of your picture here. On the top of the screen, you can see menti.com. Go to the web page on your browser on the side and use the code 79376 to play this game so that your marks will be taken into account. We have 5 more seconds. Others, please try to give us the answers. We'll see whether you'll make it to the top 10. Come on. Okay, again we have received 73 answers this time. So what is the role of insulin? Listen, in this question they asked you, if the glucose level is 400 milligrams per deciliter, what was the real reason why? Okay, I'm so sorry. The right answer is B. There was a small mistake. I think I had not chosen this area. Do not worry about this mark. So everybody gets the wrong answer. It doesn't matter. The right answer is B. I'll repeat it. The right answer is B. Stimulates the conversion of glucose to glycogen and triacylglycerol in the liver. Please forgive me. I think there was a small mistake in clicking that particular answer. The right answer is B. Now let me explain it to you. When insulin is given, how the glucose levels can fall. Point number 1, stimulates the glucose transport. That is absolutely correct. But the mistake in the option A is, it stimulates the transport of glucose across the cells of liver is what is the statement. Liver uptake is actually insulin independent. When the glucose levels are very high, then the glucose transporters can easily help in the uptake of glucose like GLUT2. So remember, GLUT2 can act as a sensor. So when liver and your other areas are actually who are not insulin dependent, when glucose levels are high, they can automatically take it. They don't need insulin. On that basis, option A is wrong. Remember, insulin blocking the ketone body synthesis or stimulating glycogenolysis is actually wrong. Insulin cannot stimulate ketone bodies. Insulin actually blocks ketone body synthesis. And insulin blocks glycogenolysis. It helps in the glycogen synthesis. But the most important answer is insulin helps in the conversion of glucose to glycogen and triacylglycerol in the liver. That is why insulin is capable of bringing the glucose down. All of you, none of you have got the right answer, but the right answer is supposed to be B. For those people who got it B, I'm really sorry for the confusion here. Let's go for the next question. Don't worry about the leaderboard. Liver does not need, brain does not need. Ethanol decreases gluconeogenesis by which answer? Ethanol decreases gluconeogenesis by inhibiting glucose 6-phosphatase, inhibiting PEP carboxykinase, converting NAD plus into NADH and decreasing availability of pyruvate, converting NAD plus into NADH and decreasing the availability of lactate. Among the 4, ethanol decreases gluconeogenesis by which mechanism? Go for it. Saraswati Kulkarni, the 2 major organs are liver and brain. They don't need glucose transport by insulin. So it is because when the glucose levels are very high, automatically they can be sent. At the same time, the most important glucose transporter of brain and spinal cord would be GLUT3. In case of liver and pancreas, it will be GLUT2. They are the ones who decide the concentration of glucose. GLUT3 can take glucose even if the glucose concentration is very low. GLUT2 can transport glucose only when the glucose concentration is very high. Ethanol decreases gluconeogenesis by which are the following? We have 10 more seconds to go for. Others try to give us an answer. Yes, we have received 75 answers. That's a good game to be played. Okay, the time is up. Let's see who has gotten the right answer. Everyone has voted very well. The right answer is option C. And ideally, more people have given the right answer. 44 out of 77. That is 4 out of 7 have given the right answer. Converting NAD plus into NADH is the property of ethanol. Why? I'll explain it to you at the end of the session. I'll explain it to you by writing the chemical reactions at the end of the session. Please wait at the end of the session. Allah Rakha, thank you very much for playing. But please use menti.com to give your answers. Otherwise, your answers will not be accounting for marks. Okay. Now, let's see who is on the top of the leaderboard. Okay. Okay, Priyanka G is on top, Niranjana is second, KM is third, Dr. Evil is fourth. Wow, Dr. Evil, you've been making to the top 10. Saheli is fifth, Kizi Basu sixth, Swaminathan 7th, Saucy Bannu 8th, Navina 9th, and AMS 10th. Very good AMS. You have made it into the top 10. Excellent. So it means other people who have been pushed out should not be taken into consideration, that they'll be depressed. But you have to understand other people have to make it to the top 10. Net generation of energy on complete oxidation of a 17 carbon fatty acid is. Net generation of energy on complete oxidation of a 17 carbon fatty acid is equal to energy generation from a 16 carbon, equal to energy generation from an 18 carbon, less than the energy generation from a 16 carbon, or in between energy generation from a 16 carbon and an 18 carbon fatty acid. What is your answer? This is a tricky question. We'll see how many of you can understand the core concept. If the core concept is known, only then your answer will be perfect. I'll tell you the core concept you have to look for. Let me tell you that. At the end of the session, I'll tell you the concept here. Okay, we have 20 more seconds. We have received 70 answers. Come on, people. Others try to give us the answers. If I try to completely oxidize 17 carbon fatty acid, what is the amount of energy generated? Is it equal to 16 carbon fatty acid? 16 carbon fatty acid is palmitic acid, and the amount of ATP coming out you will be knowing already. So if I try to burn a 17 carbon fatty acid, will it be the same as the energy from a 16 carbon fatty acid? We'll see what is the right answer. The right answer would be C. It is less than the energy generation from a 16 carbon fatty acid. See, 21 and 22 is the most commonest answers given by people. Why? Because people thought, what can be the major difference between 17 and 16? That attitude was chosen the A. Now, those people who think 16 carbon will give you X energy, 18 carbon will give you X energy. So between X and Y, X and X will be the answer. So they thought D. The problem here is, I'll tell you the logic at the end of the session. Just be with me. We'll see who is on the top of board. Allah Rakha, just now I told you, please use menti.com for your answers to be taken into consideration. Okay, now we'll see how many of you will be on top. Okay, Niranjana displaces Priyanka Ji, and Shruti Rekha Patnaik has come back into the top 10. Kizi Basu Swaminathan is still there. Okay, now I think we'll be having the last set of questions to go for. Answer the questions to get faster, to get more points. Which one of the following compounds is a key intermediate in the synthesis of both triacylglycerols and phospholipids? Is it CDP colon? Is it triacylglyceride? Is it phosphatidase? Is it phosphatidylserine? Among the four enzymes or among the four things that you're looking at, who is the intermediate in the synthesis of both triacylglycerols and phospholipids? CDP colon, triacylglycerol, phosphatidase, and phosphatidylserine. Okay, 30 seconds remaining. We have 62 answers coming up. Come on, people. Others try to give us an answer. Give us something. Key intermediate in the synthesis of both triacylglycerol and phospholipids. Those people who chose B, I believe I'll be very sad for you, because triacylglycerol synthesis, you can't have triacylglyceride as the intermediate. So option B should not be chosen. We have the confusion between A, C and D. Okay, we have received 73 answers, and the right answer is phosphatidase. Now, what is phosphatidase? Think about phosphatidic acid. Any kind of enzyme who can break that bond will be phosphatidase, and that enzyme can also be a part of the intermediate in case of synthesis of both triacylglycerols and phospholipids. Not as an enzyme, but the product of phosphatidase can be a part of or intermediate of both triacylglycerols and phospholipids. Okay, we'll see the leaderboard here. With one question, your position can change dramatically. Okay, Niranjana is on top, Evil is on second, Priyanka G is third, Metformin fourth, Navina fifth, Sajida sixth, KM seventh, Bhavya Kansal eighth, Saheli ninth, and Jayansh 10th. Bhavya Kansal, I have not seen you before, but I'm really happy you have come into this and you have made it to the top 10. So I hope you'll come back for the next quiz contest also. Next, let's go for the next question. Answer fast to get more points. Which of the following features is predicted by the Nicholson-Singer fluid mosaic model of biological membranes? When you think about Singer-Nicholson fluid mosaic model, is it means the membrane lipids do not diffuse laterally, membrane lipid is primarily in a monolayer form, membrane lipids freely flip-flop, membrane proteins may diffuse laterally? Among the four, what was predicted by the Singer-Nicholson fluid mosaic model of biological membranes? I think this should be the last question, but for those people who want to know why the answers are the answers, I'll be giving you a short explanation. If you could wait for 3 minutes, I'll give you the explanation and you can go home happily. You'll see how many of you have made it to the top 10. Okay, we have 17 more seconds to go for. We have received 72 answers. 5 more people, come on. Okay, so we have 4 more seconds. We'll see how many of you can be giving us the right answer here. Singer-Nicholson model. Membranes, lipids diffuse, do not laterally. Okay, the right answer is the membrane proteins diffuse laterally. Remember, membrane lipids do not freely flip-flop. It may look like it is actually flipping and flopping, but it is the proteins. And membrane lipids are not the ones who are discussing with it. That is why most people gave the wrong answer, 47. And remember, membrane lipid is always a bilayer. It is not a monolayer. And membrane lipids diffuse laterally is the true statement. They do not diffuse laterally is the wrong statement. Membrane proteins also can diffuse laterally. Like this, they will go side by side, but they will not be jumping in and out. For that reason, D is the right answer. Now we'll see the leaderboard here. So Shruti Rekha Patnaik, Dr. Evil, Navina, Kizzy Basu, Nemo are the 5 people on the top 10 position who got it right. And we'll see. Okay, Dr. Evil has made it to the top. Excellent, Dr. Evil. You are the topper for this particular quizathon. Niranjana is second, Navina is third, Shruti Rekha fourth, Priyanka G fifth, Metformin sixth, Kizzy Basu seventh, Nemo eighth, and Sajida ninth, and KM 10th. The other people who were not able to get into the top 10, I'm really sorry. Let me explain you this alone. Why ethanol can be the right answer. For ethanol, let me explain you this. Remember, CH3, CH2OH is what we consume. The ability of us to consume would be alcohol, not aldehyde or acid. And this alcohol, once it enters into the body, it gets oxidized. So what happens to it? Ethanol becomes ethanal. That is called as CH3CHO or acetaldehyde. It further gets converted into, again, oxidation called as acetic acid. So here we'll be having NAD+, which will become NADH plus H+. So you will be depleting a lot of NAD+, and you're converting it into NADH and H+. So rapid depletion of NAD+ will make sure that the gluconeogenesis will fall, because gluconeogenesis is also reducing atmosphere, and you will be requiring NAD+ here. Here it is an oxidation of ethanol, because of which NAD+ is becoming NADH. That is why there is a fall in the NAD+, and you'll also be having a lesser amount of pyruvate at the end of the session. Why? Because look at this part here. CH3, C double bond O, COOH is called as pyruvate. CH3, CHOH, COOH is called as lactate. So if pyruvate wants to become lactate, NADH plus H plus will be used up. If the lactate is trying to become pyruvate, then NAD plus is getting used up. So I hope you'll be able to understand the link between this and that. The next quiz, okay, for those people who are online, let me tell you this. Now we are having a quiz contest right away here. That is at 8 p.m. on the Unacademy app. In the next 20 minutes, I'll be having a quiz contest on Unacademy app. It is on anti-arrhythmic drugs for those people who have finished second year, third year and final year, and those people who are wishing to prepare for entrance exams. We'll be doing anti-arrhythmic drugs in a rapid fast fashion. We'll try to understand anti-arrhythmic drugs in an easy fashion. I hope you all will be joining me there. Yes, this is the answer for your question, Rahul Soni. And if you want, you can follow me on Winemperor on Instagram. You can search for my group on Telegram using this, Meenakshi Sundaram AS. And you can follow me on Unacademy itself as Meenakshi Sundaram AS. And if at all you wish to subscribe for Unacademy, you can use this code Dr. ASM or Dr. ASM YT for 10% discount. This is the referral code and for exclusive access to all my classes. So at 8 p.m. now on Unacademy app, we are having a quiz for anti-arrhythmic drugs. Thank you very much. If you have any questions, you can ask me. And if you have no questions, let me take your leave. Have a great day. Bye-bye. Happy Sunday. I'll meet you at 8 p.m. on Unacademy app. Anti-arrhythmic drugs done faster.